Replacing Jose Trevino on the Yankees. Will they do it? Hey, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. So the Yankees have already taken the first two games from the Royals. They're on a roll. 10-1 last night. Marcus Stroman was fantastic. So was the bullpen. Ron Marinaccio was back. It's good to see him back. And it's good to see the other guys playing well, too. So with that said, there's an article I want to share with you. I'm going to post this up, okay? This is a proposal. Once it pops up on the screen here, we go. This is New York Yankees trade pitch finds Jose Trevino replacement. This is from Inside the Pinstripes. From Jay Canahan, right? And then, it's got some to it. And I want to know what your thoughts are, okay? The 47-21 Yankees, now I think they're 48-21, have enjoyed plenty of success this season. It's fair to say that this continues. The current version of this Yankees might be the worst fans we'll see all season. Garrett Cole should return in the near future, and the front office should make moves to better the roster at the trade deadline. There aren't a lot of areas that need to be improved. However, moves on the margins can help the team win the World Series, which is the goal for this franchise. And I would agree with that, okay? New York should look to upgrade the bullpen, we know. Right side of the infield, we know. And possibly a catcher. Jose Trevino's taken the catching duties for most of the year, playing in 41 games. In 121 at-bats, the one-time All-Star is batting .264 with a .316 OBP and .388 slugging, with an OPS of 99 and 5 home runs. If he finishes with a 99 OPS, it'd be the highest rank of Trevino's career. 99 OPS isn't anything to write home about, but the Oklahoma native hasn't had a bad season by any means. Still, he could be upgraded if the Yankees view it as a need. Now that begs the question: who would be an upgrade? Okay. In a proposed trade from Zach, president of Fansided, they'd be doing just that, trading for Colorado Rockies catcher Elias Diaz. Now, let me give you a little bit of insight into Elias Diaz. He's batting .303 with 5 home runs, same amount as Trevino, 28 ribbies, but he has 60 hits compared to 32 for Trevino. So he puts the ball in play more than Trevino does. So in that sense, he'd be an upgrade. They're both good catchers on the defensive side too. Elias Diaz is also younger. Okay, so he's got some advantages. Now in this particular deal, would send Will Warren and Zach Messenger for Diaz. Warren's a top 10 prospect according to most rankings. So moving him for a rental catcher might not be the interest of front office. I would agree. If you can move on without Will Warren, you try to do that. But for the Yankees, this deal is a win-now move. New York would have most of the complete lineup in the big leagues. They would have the most complete lineup in the big leagues if they can get the kind of production out of their backstop. Okay, I'm going to attach this article, okay, down below for you, so you could read it. Okay, and get it off here all together. And I want to know what your thoughts are. Okay, and these are the types of things, as we start to approach the trade deadline, things are going to be more talked about. So I'll make sure that if you're not subbed to this channel, that you subscribe to this channel right now before you leave, okay? And hit all the notifications. That way when I go live, you're going to know it. When news comes out, you're going to know. When we talk about Yankees' potential trades, trade deadlines, and we got a lot of stuff coming, particularly as we get closer to the deadline, you'll get it. You'll be at the front of the line to do it too. We're knocking on the door of 21,000 subs. Your support means the world. I want you to be part of this 161 family. So with that said, does he represent an upgrade? I mean, if I was going to trade, in all honesty, with Colorado, and I wanted to upgrade a catcher, I would try to upgrade a third base too, and try to do a package trade and add Ryan McMahon for third base there. And if I was going to consider Will Warren in a trade, I would want both of those guys, and then I would add other prospects to Warren, of course. I would even offer to add Oswaldo Cabrera there. It might sting a little bit, but I would offer him to get Ryan McMahon because McMahon is an upgrade from Cabrera. And Elias Diaz is an offensive upgrade from Trevino. And I think he'd be a good complement to Austin Wells. So, but again, these are the types of margin trades that we'll talk about a lot. This is the type of dumpster diving that people talk about sometimes. But it's these moves that improve around the margins that I always talk about that make a difference. Clay Holmes was considered a dumpster dive. Look at him now. And Mike Tonkin, when people are like, who is Mike Tonkin? Right? Look at him now, sub-1 ERA. Matt Blake turned him into gold, just like he did Clay Holmes, just like he does a ton of other relievers. So couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier. But at the end of the day, improvement around the margins will probably put the Yankees over the top. Okay, they had been exposed a little bit by teams like the Dodgers, even though we were without Juan Soto for this series, and we were without Garrett Cole for this series, as well as some other relievers. But that said, Elias Diaz represents a margin upgrade. Ryan McMahon represents a pretty significant upgrade at third base. It also gives the Yankees flexibility to move people around. And if you move Oswaldo Cabrera, let's just say he's moved in this trade, then you have DJ who could be the primary utility guy. Okay? Or he can play on second base or whatnot. If they happen to move Gleyber Torres in another separate move. The only way I could see Gleyber Torres being moved, and at this point, the only thing you could maybe get for him is probably international prospect money, which I would take. But you could replace Torres with DJ at second base, and you could call up a guy like Ben Rice to play first base, and even at the very least platoon with Anthony Rizzo. Okay, and I said this on the stream last night. If I was going to keep any veteran, it would be Anthony Rizzo because of his leadership intangibles this year. I would move on from him after this year, but I would keep him for this year. Okay, if anybody who could be mature enough to help groom people like Ben Rice and be a veteran presence for these guys, it's Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo's the guy. He's a leader. He's a great teammate. He's a pro. So that's kind of how I would improve around the margins. And again, I think this is an intriguing trade. It's an interesting one. As much as we'd hate to see Trevino go, a lot of us, he's been a good Yankee. He's been fun watching and stuff. But Elias Diaz does represent a bit of an offensive upgrade. And if you want to get a little bit more production out of the bat, this is how to do it. Okay, forget Salvador Perez and his monster contract. Forget some of these other guys. MJ Melendez, I can't see him being traded. So Elias Diaz, and again, he doesn't have years and years of control. So the Yankees want to do an incremental improvement right now. Elias Diaz, I'll take him and his expiring contract over Bregman and his expiring contract. Right? I would any day of the week. So, just like Ryan McMahon, he's got controllable years at third base, but just enough controllable years to transition into George Lombard afterward or Roderick Arias afterward. He doesn't tie the Yankees up for 5 more years, 6 more years. And then he's got 3 left on his deal, maybe 2 after this year, and which gives the Yankees enough time. Lombard, I think, is 19. Roderick Arias is 18 or 19. By the time his contract is up, these guys will be 21, at oldest 22. Okay, and we do have other depth in the infield as well, and especially the middle infield with Norbert Vivas and Caleb Durbin and a bunch of other guys, Oswald Peraza. So the Yankees do have options, and some of those guys need to hit better. Vivas, Peraza, they need to hit better. Okay, so which is one reason why a trade to me, where McMahon and Diaz would represent as close to a blockbuster trade for the Yankees as I could think. I can't see any trade for any pitcher in baseball being bigger than them getting Garrett Cole back, so I'm not even wasting my time. A good reliever or two, and a trade like this, I think the Yankees would be favorites, or at least co-favorites for the World Series. You let me know what your thoughts are either way, gang. Whether you can see something like this, whether you have other ideas, and we're gonna do we'll do an MLB trade deadline roundtable. We'll do a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna do my trade deadline predictions, my best fits, and so on, not only for the Yankees but other players and other teams. So stay tuned, buckle up, get ready, join the 161. Don't miss any of it. Have a great day. Obviously, we'll be back later with the lineup for the Yankees when they play the Royals for Game 3 tonight. Okay. Talk to you later.